Soon as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the. Soon as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge on head and it's free for the play. Tap in right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every age. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. You know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the communities, personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I'm your host, Coco, and of course, joining me every week is my amazing co-host, DJ extraordinaire, Big Boscoe from the Bronx.
What's up, y'all?
Hola, hola, hola. So we got a lot to cover, so we just gonna jump right into it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go. Okay, let's just do the mental health check-in real quick before you get into it. Mental health check-in. I'm freaking exhausted AF. I need a break. I think it's safe to say I'm just mentally drained, and I think it's important. Like, you ever just notice, like, I've been taking naps, I fall asleep, and it's just never just enough. I just feel not there or not 100% myself, not 100% at my full capability, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like I need a break. So I always tell people how important it is to take care of yourself, take time for yourself, and do all of these things like self-care, self-love, all of that stuff. So I'm going to take some of my own advice, and I'm going to take like 1 or 2 days off just to dedicate to me. Nobody else, no family, no friend, nothing, just me. That's it. You up?
Basically the same thing. I'm just not getting enough rest. It seems like I can sleep, lay down, but I'm still tired. And that's going to lead into my thoughts today. I had to sit down with a group of feminists here in Asheville. I'm not going to say their names because let's just say no one needs to know who they are because I'm not going to give them the forum to do and say what they want to say. First of all, what I'm going to say is, women, keep your hands to yourself. I talked to the 4 feminists today, and one of them called themselves getting in my face and bumping me. And I let them know, if you do that again, I'm going to forget you're a woman. Now, I always hear these simps out here saying that you should never hit a woman. If you hit a woman, you're no longer a man. These are women, don't touch them. I agree, you shouldn't hit women. But you should not ever step to anyone with any type of violent intent. I don't care if you're male or female. I sat down to talk to these women because they see my stuff on Facebook, which a lot of time I'm just joking around, and they want to talk. So I said, we'll talk. And I'm going to phrase something this guy named Brian from at whatever said. I may not get it word for word, but basically he was saying that he would make the argument that you can have conscription to support gender roles. So women should be conscripted too. But you don't see them. I'm speaking about the feminists. You don't see them in the streets fighting for equalization of military conscription. That's something we spoke about today. In fact, they fight against it. Actually, a lot of feminist organizations will fight for equality only if said equality doesn't come to the detriment of women. I don't think feminism is about equality. Not today's feminism, that is. Feminists will fight for equality only if it benefits them from said equality. Military conscription, custody things. Feminist organizations will push against those 2 things. Reformation of alimony laws. Feminist organizations push against them. In fact, in Florida, there was a law to equalize the custody of children. The feminist campaign against the bill to equalize shared custody. Feminists will fight against equality if that equality could in some way conceivably come to the detriment of women. I'm speaking of today's feminism. I'm not speaking of whenever. But this goes back to when the government told the black woman, and I'm saying it, and I'm going to get heat for this, but right now, I don't care. This goes back to when the government told black women, you don't need black men. We're going to give you housing. We're going to give you checks. We're going to give you food stamps, etc. That's when feminism walked in the door. Feminism was never about black women. I'm going to say it. My mother used to say it the same thing. In the end, black women are the losers. Because show me how black women are benefiting from feminism, except for the checks, except for the housing. Now, it's not for all. I'm just speaking. White women are not blamed. The white men who created this stuff and went after black men in the 60s and the 70s are not blamed. Black men are blamed for all of the problems going on. We didn't build this bitch. We didn't make the laws. We didn't do that. We have our flaws. Yes, we do. Black men, we have our flaws. And there's a lot of them out there who keep screwing up for all black men. But it's not always our fault that there's multiple children out there, or broken homes, or violent children, or violence in general, excessive makeup that women claim that we force them to wear, silicone breasts that we so-called force them to wear, BBLs and everything. Yes, I'm speaking for black men. But the way I see today's feminism, it's our fault that all this stuff is going on. But you know, we didn't make the rules. But back to those feminists, one woman stood up today and said, like, I agree, if the man is paying the bills, okay. But this is what this woman said. Any woman that looks for a man to just pay all the bills is a bum. If that's what you say, I want a man making this much money. You're not once are you saying, I want a man who's going to treat me right. And this goes to the men who say, I want a woman with a big booty. But are you saying, do you want a woman who's going to treat you right? And that's the problem with our people. We look for blame everywhere else, but we're not looking at ourselves and look, we ain't got no help here. Don't nobody give a shit about us. All we got is us. But we spend more time on social media looking for affirmation from people who got a higher tax bracket than us and all this other stuff. But we want to be like them. We want to assimilate just like them, or assimilate into their situation. We did good in the early 70s, in the 60s and the 50s, and 40s and 30s and 20s and 10s, going back to so-called Juneteenth. We did good. But now, I don't know. Bottom line, keep your hands to yourself. Because I'm going to tell that woman one time, like I told her that, if you ever put your hands on me, you better have the men with you, because I'm going to bust your ass. That's it. Don't put your hands on me.
You okay?
I'm good now.
Okay. Can I piggyback off of that real quick?
Black women, I love my black. I talk my shit, but I love my black women.
Okay, so I'm gonna just piggyback off of that. As a woman, and we shouldn't put our hands on men. And I'm gonna just say it. Fuck it. Like I tell my sons, and I tell the females who date my sons, is
Hold up, time out. Matrix, if you don't like the show, don't chime in then. I said nothing bad about black women. I said
no, hold on.
hold on.
Before you do that, let me just say this. So in the beginning, what happened today was he was pretty much assaulted by a woman.
Right.
That he did not touch back and we did not do anything. So something that I tell my sons, and I tell the women who date my sons, is don't put your hands on him. And at the end of the day, we can't go around just hitting on people and then pulling a woman card and saying, oh, you hitting a woman. Nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. You can get your point across. You can do whatever you want to do. don't put your hands on nobody. Because as soon as somebody hit your ass back, which is a natural human reaction, because if you hit me, I'm gonna bust your motherfucking ass too.
Yeah.
Point blank. So I think that's just human reaction. So I agree with that. Nobody should be just walking up to somebody because they disagree or do something that's unwarranted.
Oh. You know something, Coco, to think about in the conversation we had, I was speaking for black women. And they was like, no, 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 no. They were speaking against black women. They were speaking against women. So Matrix, if you don't like the show because I was defending black women, that's your problem. But I was defending y'all. They were bashing y'all. They were saying how men should basically compete. These transgender men should compete against women. That's what they were talking about. They were blaming y'all about certain stuff. The reason things are like that because y'all were doing. I said, no, you're wrong. I was defending y'all. So if you don't like the show, because I was defending y'all and a woman put her hands on me, but I didn't hit her back, then you're just like them. And I say that respectively. Because I defended y'all today.
Okay, so we're gonna get into a lighter note. That's we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna get into a lighter note. Lighter note, first question that came in. So let me just start. We're gonna do an open discussion. Most of these topics came from the viewers who do like the show, who do support the show, and who understands this is an open forum. Anybody can say what they gotta say, and I respect everybody's opinions. And again, my disclaimer as every week is everything isn't for everybody, and that's okay. It's okay. So first question or topic that came from the viewer, I think it kind of opened it up. What's the difference between street and dispensary weed? I say fentanyl. Because you don't know, because they put fentanyl in everything.
I would have expected that question. I agree with fentanyl.
Hey, Lamont. And so I say fentanyl. What you say?
I agree. I agree 100%.
Because you're true. Think about it.
True, it's true.
I don't know. I've been watching some like documentaries. So when it came up, I said it's actually a good question because a lot of people are going towards the dispensaries because you don't know what's being put and what you buy, what you even something as small as like yeah, and it's like you gotta figure out what's in it, or you don't know what's in it because everybody is putting fentanyl in everything.
People are dying.
And who wants? I mean, if I just want to get a little buzz and go to sleep, I don't want to go to sleep forever right now until it's my time. Man. But yeah, I say that's the difference.
Yeah, I say the same thing. Just if it's weed, just give me the weed. I don't need fentanyl. They give that stuff to animals, man. Our bodies ain't built that way. Well, I agree. I wasn't expecting that question. No, but go ahead.
I thought it was a cute, like question. But yeah, but I do know like people that I know do prefer the dispensary. I guess it's more organic. I mean, I don't partake anymore, but it's more organic. I think they get a better better experience. I'm gonna say that. Yeah. So next one. Did you watch what I sent you for the presidential State of the Union?
Yeah.
What did you? Oh, we switching topics. So the thoughts on the president's State of the Union. I could not keep focused to understand what he was talking about because he was slurring, and I'm like,
I know. Why? I could. It's like I had a feeling what he was trying to say, but it was like he was. I know he wasn't drunk, but it sounded like he was. It's something going on up here, man. He just couldn't get it. He just couldn't get it out, man. It's like he was drunk, but I know he wasn't drunk, but he just wasn't making any sense.
I think he's definitely older, and that's not to do you have like ageism or anything like that.
Yeah,
but I think at some point there should be some type of stipulation on. Can we back me up? I'm a little close.
I can see my dirty desk back there.
Yeah. So hey Jay. So I think it throws me off because it's like, at what point do we say if you cannot get it out? And it's like I feel like the points he was trying to make got overshadowed because they wasn't being delivered, and then it was like you can tell he can barely read the monitors.
Yeah.
And then he was stumbling over his words, and I was like, damn, is he getting ready to like pass out or something? Because
You know what?
I
It reminds me
don't
with
get it.
what was his name last year? The guy, the Republican guy who stood up there and froze. McConnell. It was like McConnell when he stood up there and talking. He just froze for a second, and the lady had to walk him off the thing. It's like, dang. I don't know, man. I wanted to laugh because it was a little, comedic, but on the flip, it's like, he's speaking to the world, man, and the world is like, what's wrong with this guy? I mean, I know everyone knows he wasn't drunk, but makes you wonder, like, are these the guys we got running for office? It's like, is he gonna make it through another 4 years if he gets elected? Is he gonna say some stuff, that he don't like if you got Tourette's syndrome? I mean, Tourette's syndrome, you don't say things, you just do certain jerky movements. But is he gonna say something that he didn't mean and not realize what he said later on to some of the other world leaders? Or I don't know, man. It was a train wreck, man.
It was, and then you had the hecklers come.
Yeah,
They were being escorted out. It was a complete shit show.
it was. It was. When you sent me that, I was like, I got to sit down and watch this.
Because I didn't mean to laugh, but I was, Rich, can we zoom out a little bit? This is throwing me off.
I laid in bed and I plugged it to my TV so I could watch. I was like, what are we getting ourselves into?
I couldn't get it. Okay. So this was something that came up in a conversation. I can't even back up. Rich, can you zoom us out a little bit, please? So the next one was, I saw this, it came up in the conversation and I seen it. So they're trying to pass a law. I don't know if it passed or not yet, that women would be able to file and receive child support while carrying the baby during pregnancy.
I don't like that.
Because I'm like, what if it comes out that it's not that they're
That's
not
what I'm saying. That's what I mean. I don't like that. I don't like that. And also, I mean, my thing with child support is if a person is doing their thing, there's no reason to deal with the state. If this person is providing, make sure this woman has all the needs they have, there's no reason for the state. Because not only you paying, I found when I paid it, you're not paying the money that a person pays the person child support. That's just a fraction of what the person who's paying out of pocket is paying. They're paying the state also. Like if I'm sending you $250, the state's getting 75 of it. That's why I don't like that. Yeah, that's why I don't like that. And like I said, it may not be the parent, but I think the person needs to have some type of culpability. The father. I mean, you just can't be like, well, I'm gonna wait till the baby's born. No, I don't think he should be doing that. He shouldn't be doing that anyway. He needs to be more responsible.
I think there should be some type of stipulation though.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if it's just like, I would like to see what that would entail, so to speak, because it's like, okay, like let's say if I got pregnant by you, right? Hypothetically, I got pregnant by you, and then I'm like, we got into an argument, and I go, I'm gonna take you downtown, and I'm like 4 months pregnant, or we could have been having an argument about the baby. Let's just say you got fixed behind my back. And because I say you're the father and I take you down, is that like legit? Or will it be, let's say you have to pay for the 9 months, right? And then we do a DNA test afterwards. Let's say it's not yours. Would I have to pay that money back? Thank you.
Oh, I mean, somebody has to be culpable for it. I mean, I just don't like it because that is a situation. Because what if the person has to pay back and the mother may not be financially set to do it? That's going to put her in a bind. If it's not, if it's not. And I wouldn't want to see a mother having a child and now they got to pay back whatever money, because she might have had messed around one person and may have thought the person she thought was the father, and that's an honest mistake. And I wouldn't want her having a baby. Now she got to pay for this money that this guy put in.
Right.
She's not going to be able to do it. So that's why I don't think it's a good bill. it's gonna hurt both sides in the end.
I'm just curious to see how they would, because I definitely think it's
Mhm.
something that's like they're like it's definitely going to take effect. I just don't know when, but I think that should be a clause for if you happen to be not, because then it's like, damn,
Mhm. Yeah,
that's gonna be something
yeah,
else.
they got to figure that one out.
All right, you want to go to the next one?
Let's roll.
Do you think society has an effect on how we discipline our children? This came from a viewer, like timeout versus spanking.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, just look at how things are today compared to when we came up. Because I remember when I think it was like sometime late '90s where they made a big beef about spanking,
Mm-hmm.
and then kids got to the point to where they were calling DSS and everything else if you just looked at the kids wrong, and protective services would come into the home. Um, I just say with me, spanking worked. My mom would, teeing off on me and my brother and my sister. It worked because it deterred us some. We was like, man, I ain't trying to go home, man. We do this, we can't go home. To where now, if you look at it, it used to be where the kids would, and I don't want to make this sound racist, but it used to be where the only ones who we saw beating on their parents were the white kids and disrespecting their parents in public were the white kids. Now you see our kids like, F you, mom, F you, dad, da 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 da. Back in the day, you didn't see that much. It happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but you didn't see it that much.
I definitely think it's a difference in temperament.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
When it comes to, you can tell kids who get spanked versus kids who don't. I think it's a lot of leeway when it comes to tones and what's
Mm-hmm.
accepted. And I mean, I understand it, but I think there has to be boundaries between discipline
And
and
beatings. Yeah.
abuse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if you have I'm not saying spank your child for everything, but some things you have to like literally put your foot down. And I
Yeah.
think the difference in temperament is we knew
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't talk back, your tone
Mm-hmm.
had to be right.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't be like, what? Or
Oh no! Don't
it's
say
just
what.
you could not question
Mm-mm.
your parent or another adult. Like why I was not in your vocabulary your
No,
vocabulary.
don't say
And
what.
I
If I
see
said
today
what,
and I get it. And it's like you can have an opinion, but I think there's a fine line that's crossed between a child's place and being an adult.
yeah, and I think
That's
that's the
kind
difference
of
now.
crossing certain boundaries, and that's why I always say I can't really do if I can't correct your child. I'm not saying put my hands on your child,
Mm-hmm.
correct, because I might not answer certain things that you answer. I
Mm-hmm.
may not give the same statements or the same things. I may not talk about
Mm-hmm.
with your child, or I might say that's not for you, and that's it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't ask me why. Don't ask me a whole bunch of questions. What I said.
Mm-hmm.
That's your place. So you have to respect the no from an adult because it's not you, and everything does not have to be explained
Mm-hmm.
depending on
Mm-hmm.
age and what it is. And some
Mm-hmm.
things are left to you get that from your parent.
And also, I think when we came up, and I'm pretty sure, like, I lived that little short time in Baltimore. When we came up, the village kind of raised us. You couldn't act, you couldn't wild out. What's up, Richie?
Rich.
You couldn't wild out because you knew your neighbors. Like, I'm gonna tell your mama. I'm gonna tell your daddy, and you're like, damn, she saw me or he saw me. To where now you can't. Now, if you do it, the parent like, don't tell my kid this. Don't be it's like that. And even the father's like, no, man, you need to mind your business. Like, and see, that's the difference between our generation and now.
Yeah.
Our neighbors can't say anything anymore because we're meddling or whatever. Because I know my neighbor. I grew up in a kind of predominantly Italian neighborhood, and they's like, come in, get your brother too. And they would spank us and call
Yeah.
my mother, like, yo. They call me Professor Boscoe, and I was like, yo, Bosco and Michael.
Because sometimes some situations I see, I'm like, that's too much talking. That conversation would have been dead. You're not about to sit here.
Mm-hmm.
If I said what I said, that's what I meant. we're not going to have a conversation about it, or you think that you can hold the same conversation that I would with someone that's my peer. That's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't say what. Like my mother called me. What? What?
I got, all right. You ready for the next? The next one kind of tie into it.
Mm,
I think it's a little sensitive.
mm. What else is new?
So, if, okay, if people who hold certain roles in the community should have expectations of how they show up in public, or how they conduct themselves, i.e., like your politicians, activists, pastors, or people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say like you have a politician, like for instance, like Al Mayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Baltimore, he's young,
Mm-hmm.
he
I was.
DJs, he do all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So some people may say he shouldn't use slang, or he may talk a certain way. He may do certain things. You may see him DJing at a party. It's
Mm-hmm.
like he shouldn't do that. Or if he's dating or not married and let's say have a child out of wedlock, it's like unforeseen. Or you may have um a pastor, male or female,
Mm-hmm.
who may partake in a beverage, alcoholic beverage here and there, or who may be a little promiscuous but single. Should we expect for them not to have human,
Tendencies.
yeah?
I
Or do we
think.
put too many expectations on people in them roles?
I think it's a little bit of both because I think if you're a pastor, you should know you're preaching the word, so you can't be out there being promiscuous or anything like that.
Right.
That's just because that's the oath you took to wear the cloth, so you shouldn't be. Now, if you're a mayor and you're a DJ, I mean, you're human still. You pumping up the party, you at a party, you having fun. I don't see a problem. If you partake, freaking Obama drank a beer right on TV. I mean, they drink. I just think when it comes to public intoxication, you can drink. I'm hey, we're here, we're having fun, we celebrate. I don't see a problem with that. As for being promiscuous, that's a fine line. I think you just can't be out here, you know, hoeing around and you're in public
Oh,
office. I know that's your thing, but
why?
I don't know why.
I mean, you gotta have a right.
I, I,
Is
you
it?
know,
Is it because
I mean,
of
it's just
no?
it's just the standard. I mean, be honest with me. If I seen a male or female politician or whoever, and they're doing their job, I'll be honest with you. I don't care if she got two boyfriends or he got two girlfriends. I don't care if he smoked weed on his off time or drink beer. I don't care. If he's at a party I didn't vote for him to be a classy guy. I voted him to get the job done. What he does on his off time or she doesn't, I don't care. I really don't care. Long just hold yourself where I just just show that respect. Well, look, this is how I live, but I'm just be humble, man. Just do your job. I don't care. I really don't care. That's just my opinion. I really don't care. If you're past okay, that's a different thing because you have to uphold that.
Can you explain why you think that?
Well, I think what
What you just said.
about being a pastor because
Mm-hmm.
you're preaching the word of God.
What's the difference?
Easy. My brother's a bishop. I'm
I
not
wish you was on here because I need to ask him.
because you're
This came
preaching.
up in a couple of conversations.
I mean, and everybody, this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. I don't feel you could be preaching the word of God and doing just the opposite. I mean, you can, but who's going to take you seriously? Who's going to take you serious? Because they be like, well, how can he tell me not to have sex with, Jim, Jane, whatever, da, 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 but he out here doing the same thing? How can he tell me not to smoke weed? And I seen him at the park the other day with the homies smoking weed. Because you preaching against what you're doing, just the opposite of what you're preaching. Now, if they did it, that's their business. Because see, with me, I don't follow clergy like that. Because I know what I got to do with myself. I know I'm not perfect, so I know I got to do me.
Mm-hmm.
But That's a good question. Were you that way? What's up, Indy? Thanks for joining the show. She's going to be the next city councilwoman. Were you that way publicly prior to you? That's a good question. And see, that's what I was getting at, India. If that's who you are, that's who you are.
Right.
But with the preacher thing, it's just you took it. I guess I just call it an oath or whatever. Mm-hmm. But you took an oath to be this, that, and the other. That's why I think it's a different with that.
I think it's a double-edged sword.
It is.
I think at some point I think there are at times too many expectations of people to where as though we take away the fact that they're actually people. And people have human tendencies, human emotions, human experiences. I think how you move in them experiences is what matters. I don't think you shouldn't have them. I just think maybe, unfortunately, you have to proceed with caution because, again, like you said, along with that comes a responsibility, comes a thing where so not only because you do have people, your leader, people are following you and are trusting in you to lead. They want to lead in your footsteps, so to speak, right? So, I just think it's like a double-edged sword because sometimes we can say, "Oh, well, da 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 da," and then to that person, this might be like, "Damn, I mean, I'm still a human being at the end of the day." But yes, this is that. But I think it's just caution. And then I think the world that we live in today is so judgmental, and people get so messy, and so many things are exploited. Like you see how many like preachers and politicians are getting exploited just for doing things that people in everyday life do, but it holds more weight because of the role or the position that they hold.
Like Indian mixed, if so, then people knew what they were voting for. I feel the same way about pastors. Like if a pastor, like with me, like I said, I was just saying how the standards sit with pastors. Like with me, if I know that's what he does, that's what he does. But if he holds himself in, like, respectfully, he's not out here acting a fool. I really don't care. Because like that's who you are. That's who you are. I'm not asking you to be perfect. Just be real. Just don't be fronting like, nah, I ain't doing nothing, and you are. If I know you are, just keep it 100. What's up, Mr. D? What's up, Dr. Douglas? If that's who you are, that's who you are. Just don't front and try to hide and fake the funk like, nah, I'm this and that. If you smoke weed, that's why. Remember the cursing pastor a few years ago?
Yes. What happened to him?
Oh, none. I liked him because you know why?
Why?
He was who he was. He tell you, look, this is who I am. And I respected him because of that. He wouldn't front like, nah. It was who he was. So I'm like, I can respect a man like that or a woman like that. I just slided on the past the conversation. I told Dr. Doug.
I just slide on the
I called Dr. Doug. Dr. Logan.
So
oh, you still preach? Okay, cool.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. What's up, Chris?
Chris said, I mean, Chris, what you mean what? Shout out to YouTube in the building.
I know.
But
yeah, Chris, a loyal one. I like Chris.
I just think it's how you maneuver. I think
he's a Cowboy fan too. Chris. Yeah. I found out he came to the Richie Shake show the other night. He's a Cowboy fan. We got to do something with that. Shout out to you, Chris, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a certain way you should show up. Now, whether you're a politician, activist, or anything, I think establishing boundaries or having boundaries of making sure certain things don't cross into your personal and your professional being is a thing.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to your personal relationship, shouldn't interfere or it shouldn't get janky, so to speak.
I agree. Yeah. Just walk a night. Just walk a good walk. Just don't be out here because you smoke weed. You flaunt it like, yeah, I smoke weed. And, just don't be like that.
Ready for the next one?
Let's roll. I should have shot you those questions.
Oh, you got some?
Yeah, I got a few.
Oh, you can take one of yours, and I get the next one.
No, I got to type them in the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna say just say it.
Ask this one first.
All right. So this one came from a viewer. Size inclusivity. I always get tongue tied on that word.
Say it
So
again, because I didn't catch what you just said.
size inclusivity,
Oh,
like with clothing.
closing, yeah.
Like she said, clothing brands claiming that their clothing is plus size, but the size does not go past extra large
Mm,
inside. And so clearly this was something that that's really is like a pet peeve for her.
mm-hmm,
I know who the question came from. It is kind of as a plus size, plush, pleasantly plump woman.
mm-hmm,
I think it is kind of disheartening when you go and you we seek things that's for
mm-hmm,
our body types.
mm-hmm,
And then when you have these companies that's like, oh, we cater to the plus size or this and this, and then you stop right here. You like,
mm-hmm.
you might as well put that back over on the other side because
Yeah.
we still, oh, we gotta get a little bit more. And then sometimes those sizes are cut entirely small, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's for a size 8, and you're like, ma'am,
Yeah.
who size is going into them like that? So I do think there's some manipulation in fashion and clothing.
I agree because I'm a big guy and I had that same issue. I try to find T-shirts and stuff. I'll be on Amazon. I like okay. I like wearing big shirts anyway. Like I'll be
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna order me a 3X. And I get three. I said this ain't no 3X. And I'm like trying to squeeze into it. And when I go to work, I get a 3X. I said, okay, this is 3X right here. Yeah, I'm gonna say it because like Walmart, they never have the shirts in 2X right. And I go in there to get 3X's and 4X's, and I'm like, they never have them, but they be over there by the big sizes. Like I go to big and tall store, but see, sometimes they don't even have the right size. They be having it like they'll have it long. I'm like, well, it's supposed to be big and tall, not just tall. I'll get like a 4X, but it fit like a 2X, but it comes down to my knees like a dress. I'm like, wait a minute, this was big and tall store, or is this just a tall store? Yeah, I think,
Is it
yeah,
different from men and women? Do y'all have the same issue?
yeah,
Like
we do. We're the
as
same
far as
age.
things being like cut too small. And then
Yeah,
I think with the new fashion, I think it's kind of like everything is meant to fit
yeah,
immature or,
yeah.
or prematurely.
Pretty much,
So
yeah,
it's like the sizes are actually slimmer than what they're supposed to be. They don't really have even the loose fit is like regular fit.
yeah. We have that problem. We really do.
Or you'll get it might fit. Yeah, so let's say your legs go in it, but then when it get right here, it get too tight. Or the
Yeah.
issue that I find, especially like in jeans
Oh
for
my
women, we'll
goodness.
have some of us. I don't know how many of y'all have the same thing. You said only on TikTok. You'll have the jeans,
Yeah,
they'll
she's
fit nice.
small. See, she ain't but 5'2",
Oh yeah, I saw
maybe
her. But she's so
130
cute.
at the most.
And it's like you'll have
She's lucky.
it'll fit nice right around your
Yeah,
waist and certain
yeah,
things, but then you got that crotch area that's like droopy that give you that
yeah.
diaper, and or you'll get the diaper booty, and that's like that's not giving. But y'all hear that
I
problem?
I never heard that before. Now I was the waist to be okay
Mm-hmm.
and everything else. Like I got big thighs, but see they'll make it to where the waist to be all right,
Real little thick 'em.
but you can't. Yeah, and like sometimes I can get it on. Like okay, this is the right length and everything, but I can't get it on my waist. Wait a minute, I thought this was a 38. And like, no, that's it. And then yeah, we had those problems. It's sad. And this would be like Chris said, the big and tall stores are fraud. It's a fraud. It's a fraud. I gotta ask. I got a homie. He's a big dude, and I gotta ask him where he get his stuff from. You know, and but I gotta get it from where he get it from because it fit. But it's like real big on me to where it's like a nightshirt for me. And I don't want to walk around with a looking. I mean, I like my '90s style where I would wear loose fitting clothes, but golly, man, it's
It's
crazy.
like certain places I know what to get from certain places.
Yeah,
Like I know I can't get no jeans from here, but I can get a shirt from here. I can't get no bras from over here, but I can get a more. It's like we can't. You can't. Everything is just not universal for us women.
mm-mm. I
Yes, and then they
don't
want to
buy from
charge you
clothes.
a grip. But if it fits you perfectly, then the places like the places that will fit for me, I like Torrid. like especially
Like
like
who?
jeans. It's a female store, Tori, for like
Oh,
it's plushies.
okay.
So
Okay.
I do, especially in their jeans, and they make your butt look good. So y'all, if y'all like chunky like me, yeah, go to Tori. So anyway, but it is on a pricey side, but it's worth it. If it's
Mhm.
quality, I think it's worth it. What I don't like is when it's pricey and you get some janky fabric that's going to shrink or rip
Mhm.
as soon as you put it on. I don't like that.
I don't either, man. Like if you order anything from China, always buy a size up.
Yeah.
Always buy a size up. If you wear 5X, you better get a 6. In fact, I would get a 7. I mean, I don't even know if they make. I'm pretty sure they make them that big, but because I always order like a 3, and I always order me a 5 just to make sure, so I get that little shrinkage when I put it in the washing machine. Okay, it'll shrink down to like a 3X eventually if I wash it hot, hot enough water. I can't find my questions, man.
All right. So you want the next one? This was another one from
Yeah.
a viewer. 9 to 5 workers versus entrepreneurs. You know, I'm gonna save the most
Mm-hmm.
craziest one for the second hour.
Mm-hmm. Now,
So
what's the question
nine to
again?
five workers versus entrepreneurs.
Oh, that's one of my questions. Kinda.
I think it depends on the person. I don't knock either.
You mean
I
which one would you
I
prefer, or which one would you rather be?
I don't know because she kind of I don't know. She young.
Hey,
I don't
I'm
know,
a
but
T
that's
News
how she
guy,
sent it to me.
Chris.
So
Mhm.
I think I don't know. Me personally, I choose
Mhm.
both.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean.
I would choose, I think
Is
I
it
would
what you
choose
want to
both.
be, or is what you rather have? That's why I don't know what the
I guess
question is.
which one is better than the other,
Oh,
or
oh, oh, okay.
your personal preference. I would,
Oh, okay.
me personally, I think
Yeah. There
yes,
you go.
entrepreneurs,
But
yeah,
she's more like a 12 to 12.
yeah, and I think you work more
Yeah.
really being an entrepreneur. There are benefits to entrepreneurship, but there are also
Hmm.
benefits to having a 9 to 5. For me personally, I choose both because a lot of times the thing that I find disheartening
Hmm.
with some entrepreneurs
Hmm.
is when they knock the 9 to 5 worker. When
Yeah.
in truth, you need those 9 to 5 workers to patronize your businesses to keep you in business as an entrepreneur. So I think it's kind of like, to me, one hand washes, it kind of all balances out. It's like a balance scale. Whereas though
Hmm.
it's just all on, everybody don't want to run no dang on business. Everybody not equipped for it either.
Hmm. In fact, both my questions are right along the two you just asked. Like the first one I asked is, well, what first one I have is what's the difference between a high value man and the average worker, the average man? Well, better yet, what makes a person, male or female, high value when it
I
comes
think we
to?
went over there. I told you a
I
piece of
know,
shit is
I
a
know.
piece of shit. It don't matter what where you think you fall.
The way I look at it
I know
is,
some people, let me say it like this. I know some people, men and women,
mm-hmm,
who are very much established,
mm-hmm,
um, make good money,
mm-hmm,
who will show up as a full package
mm-hmm,
and consider their income bracket,
mm-hmm,
what they have to show for materialistically,
mm-hmm,
their value,
mm-hmm.
but they lack
Yeah,
internally.
yeah.
Or they lack, what is it called?
Personality.
Yes, that.
Yeah, yeah.
And they lack in other areas. So that's the only, once you take that away, if they lose that, there's nothing. Then I've seen people who may not be that high in a 6 figure
Mm-hmm,
income, who may be comfortable, may not be as flashy,
mm-hmm.
but can check off every fucking box. And their
And,
value is up here because they
mm-hmm,
they still they still going up. And then you have some
mm-hmm,
people who think that they already freaking made it. And it's not
mm-hmm,
until life humbles them in some way
mm-hmm.
that they don't understand that value wasn't up there. The same people who you look down and you devalue are actually the people who have value.
I agree because people always say high values by how much money you make. You can be a millionaire and be an ass. and you can be a guy who works 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or 3 to 11 or 11 to 7. And I think the value of a person, male or female, is their commitment to get the job done. If this person, just say I meet a woman out there, she may not have a job, but she got all that. Exactly. She just said what I get ready to say.
That's it. Emotional intelligence. That's what I was looking for.
I was getting ready to say, see, that's how I know that's my daughter, because we think the same way. But she may not have a job, but she may bring so much to where I'm like, damn. You know, she might bring the conversation, the intellect, all that stuff. And I'm like, that's why I need somebody who has the intellect, because I know that person right there, when I'm thinking and I just can't come up with something, she's like, well, why don't you try this? Or why don't you do this? Why don't you try that person who can add? That's value. I don't care how much money you got. That's value. Just like with the guy, she might not work, but she might find, okay, I got all these, I just need someone to push me. And he might be that guy, look, get your education. I'll take care of this. That's what the value is. Emotionally intelligent, stable. It doesn't mean, and I think that's what a problem with our people. We think about how much money a person is making. Like, that money don't make that person, because he can be an ass no matter how much money. Because a lot of people, and I'm gonna say with men, a lot of men with money tend to be controlling too. Just like some of the women, a lot of men tend to be controlling. I got the money, you got to do this, you got to do that. Blah 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 blah. They have no personality.
Can I respond to something?
Why are you asking me?
No, because I got a couple of messages. Let me just say this publicly at the space that I'm in. I don't give a fuck.
Damn.
The space that I'm in, I'm not. I can't control people. I'm not going to feed into nothing that's not for me. I'm not going to feed into situations that I have no control over. I don't care who don't like me. I don't care who's not. I can't. Because this is the thing. There has been plenty of times where there are things that I've seen, I've said, I've done that I've not been happy with. I take accountability for that.
Me too.
There are things that I see on social media I don't like. Guess what I do? I scroll. I don't make announcements. Am I okay? Yes, I'm perfectly peachy fine. The one thing about, and I hate to do this, the one thing that I've learned, and I must say I got this from, I'm a name drop, Rich, is.
You got it from who?
Rich.
Oh, behind the boards.
To do this, you gotta have tough skin. And I used to cry about shit. Oh, people don't. Oh my God, this person made. I can't do that no more. I can only rock with, and I appreciate those who support and rock out and understand, and not. I don't take shit personal, because that shit that has nothing to do with me.
It's never personal.
I don't love nobody no less. I'm not going to get upset or anything like that. I mean, it's okay. I mean, shit happens. That's just a part of life. But I can't entertain. I'm not going to go back and forth with nobody. I don't do subliminals. I don't do none of that. If anyone has an issue with me, my phone is always on. My DM is always available. I'm always up for confrontation. And I mean confrontation in a positive way or negative way. Just know, whatever you give, be able to receive.
I'm gonna feed on to yours too.
So it wasn't for that. I just want to make it public. Nobody has to ask me anything. I'm not going into anything. I'm not disclosing anything. If you want to know, I can't speak for nobody else. I can only speak for me. And I'm okay. And it just is what it is. In this life that we live, we can't please everybody. And it's millions and trillions of podcasts, shows, people doing shit. You gotta find the one that's for you.
You know something? It's like I know I make people mad. When I'm on Facebook, I respond to comments because I want
I
I
don't.
try to. But you know what I do it. You know
Yeah,
why I
fuck
do
that
it?
shit. Because that's what
No,
people.
no,
Hold on, no, hold on.
no.
That's
Yeah,
what people want. People want the reaction.
the reaction.
And what I notice is when you give the reaction, you feed the behavior. And one thing that I do learn throughout my journey within my profession, within my schooling, we can't control people's behaviors, but our actions can feed the behavior. I'm not into feeding anything. I'm at peace. I don't do drama. I don't do well with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it.
Right.
My
And
thing is I rock with who rock with me. If you do, you do. If you don't, I'm okay with that shit too.
I mean, and I feel the same way. Like I know I rub people the wrong way. I know I do. Do I do it intentionally? Maybe.
Sometimes, yes, you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I admit it. I admit it. But you know what? Like you said, I can't. If I sat up here and said everything,
I
like
know my clients
suppose
is
I agree
petty
with
as
everything
hell.
you said. If I agree with everything you said, or you agree with everything, what kind of parts? We have to be objective. We have to be objective. We have to show two sides of everything. If we're just up here, if I'm just praise and pray, because see, one thing I'm gonna tell people right now, I'm no simp. I go with the women like I go with the men. I go with the men like I go with the women. If a person gets mad because I go with them, it's too bad because anyone who knows me, and if you follow me on Facebook, I'm probably the biggest big upper of women out there. I'm always posting about women. Always. So I don't hate women. I got my opinion about things like I got my opinion about men. I trash men. Because I hate a sorry if you people last week when I trashed that guy who you know who, I'm not gonna say his name, when I said you need to
Okay.
take care of your wife. What's up, Terry? I trashed the men because I'm from the old school. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. That don't mean I hate you. And like you said, if there's anything I say that offends anyone, my daughter right there, Andy, will tell you, you can inbox me and talk to me, and we can have a cordial conversation. Just like that. Just tell me what I said that you didn't like, and I'll explain it to you. And I know, and I'm going to say it out here because you know me.
I'm not explaining it. Either I meant it or you
No,
took it.
no, no. No. Don't give me. I don't mean it in
I'm
that
speaking
way.
for me.
Yeah, no, I don't mean it in that way. I mean,
I'm
I'm
over
gonna tell you
the.
why I said what I said. I said it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm not gonna be like, well, no, I'm not gonna apologize for what I said. No, I say what I mean. I mean what I say. But I know where this is coming from. But like I said, you have to be there to understand things.
Yeah,
If
but
you don't like
nobody
me, you don't
should be
like me.
assaulting or attacking anybody. And
No.
if you don't get the whole side of something, and this is taught in like elementary school, we teach our children this. When you walking on a butt end of something, and you guys sometimes you can be loud and wrong. And if you don't get the whole statement or the whole piece to speak on it, sometimes it's best. And then some shit don't have to be spoken on.
What do I always tell you? I
What?
always say this. If you feel I said something on the line, what I say, check me.
And I do.
I know exactly, and I don't think people realize that. I don't think people realize that. We just don't get on here and just talk. We discuss through this too. That's the part y'all don't see. We just don't freestyle. This leads up to a
Yeah,
whole
we
week.
do.
We get on here with freestyle, but we do a lot of this before we even come online. This is like 2-3 days in the, So I mean, we like everyone who supports us. But you're not gonna like everything we say.
But I think the whole point of your thoughts are your thoughts. I'm not going to take that away. In the same way, if
And I was
anybody says anything,
defending the
what?
heterosexual black woman too.
Hmm?
I was defending the heterosexual black woman,
But
and
that's neither here nor there. I don't even
I
care.
got physically attacked, but I kept
No,
my
but
hand.
I'm just saying that's neither here nor there. My whole thing is assault is assault. If I put my hands on somebody, man, woman, pansexual,
Mhm.
lesbian, um, trans, who else out there?
I don't know. Can't even
Queer, man, child, whatever.
who? What's the last one? You said man child.
Man, child, whatever. Whoever is supposed to be a baby, I don't care. If I put my hands on that person, the results are I'm going to get hit back. I can't cry wolf when I am the initiator of the situation.
Right.
So anybody who can't see where that is wrong, I'm not sure what to say.
Yeah. But let's keep it moving.
So
we got 5 minutes to the break.
But
And I know Rich getting sleepy.
Can friends be platonic regardless of relationship, same sex or hetero?
It'll be hard.
Yes.
I think so, but it'll be hard.
Why? No, explain your answer. Don't say back. Why? You guys will run this into the back and we burn it back. Why?
I'm only speaking for men. If I'm friends with a nice female and she bad, in the back of my mind, I'm like, if she ever give me that ass.
That's not true because we're like BFFs.
I said men. I said men. There's not a man in the world who'll be like, nah, man. It's in our nature. We are conquerors. If you just open the door a little bit, oh, there it is. We're men. And I'm admitting it. We're men. We think that way. We can refrain, but if you just open the door, we coming in. I'm just being real with you.
So all the males that I think I'm cool with, they want to smash. Is what you saying?
If you give them a chance, they will.
I don't think so.
Shit.
I don't think so.
Thank you, Terry.
Mr. Cook, whose side you on? You
see, y'all could probably do it. And I give y'all mad props because y'all could do it. But that's what she said. Y'all could probably do it. Y'all could probably be like, that's my homie, da-da-da-da. And we probably can too. But if you be like, come over tonight. The first thing, even though you might just be like, come over to help you do whatever. If you say, can you come over tonight? The first thing popping in our head, oh, she want me to smash. I'm just being honest as a man. I'm not going to lie. But when we get there, if it's not what we think, we're like, okay, we can turn it off like that too.
But what if she not your type?
Depends on what you think of. If she got a nice booty, her face could look like freaking Jimmy Walker from Good Times. And from here down look good, we'd be like, shit.
But if she don't have no nice booty though.
Oh, that's see, Terry, Mr. Tino. If she ain't fly, we'd be like, yeah. But if she still throw it at us, we'd probably be like, okay, we're conquering Coco. If she
see, Chris said cat. I knew what couldn't have been.
Chris a Cowboy fan, so they think a little different than we do. But it could be done. It could be done. If y'all got that friendship like that, it could be done.
I think so.
It could be done.
I think it depends on circumstances.
Yeah, it could be.
How the friendship starts.
Yeah, that's the way it starts. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think sometimes everybody, just because you can be cool with somebody, don't mean everybody wants you. She can't look like JJ. No, I mean I think sometimes some people just be real cool and know that it ain't nothing past be cool.
Yeah. That's true. It's true.
I don't know. I go on some more. I got a couple of more.
But we can go to break. So I want you to hold at the break.
I know. So you take us to break. And for those of you who want to stay and support us and do like this show, we're going to take. Oh, you're going to take us. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no, see what you're going to say.
So we're going to take a 5-minute break. I think it's 5. Chris, I'll answer you after the break. Please return. So we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. I will answer Chris, and we'll go into the other question.
We'll be back in 5 minutes, y'all.